What's going on, people? I'm coming down with something or something like that, and I've been outside working all day, so I am tired as hell right now. So apologize in advance if I cough a lot in this video because I don't know, I got this really bad cough. But no, that was not fake. Anyways, basically, kind of just a little aftermath video of Nintendo's terrible conference and a lot of reactions I got in the comments on my video. Now, guys, you guys know I love Nintendo just as much as y'all do. Y'all know I'm a hardcore Nintendo fan. Nintendo fan till I die. All that stuff, whatever. But for real, a lot of y'all were damage controlling in my comments, and you know you were. You know it was just pure damage control. And the number one comment I got was, things like the whole, oh, E3 is not over. They still have parts of their conferences. Guys, you guys know what I was saying in my video. You know what everybody else was saying. Don't try to pull that crap. We are talking about the E3 presentation conference. The roundtables, the software showcase, those are not part of the conference. The conference is itself in its entirety. All that other stuff is separate events. Yes, it's part of E3, but when somebody says this company or that company won the E3 conference, or they won E3, of course they're talking about the conference, people. They're talking about for the conferences. So just stop. And after the round, and when the round table finally happened, yesterday, they didn't reveal shit. What makes you guys think that they would reveal a F-Zero or a Metroid or a Star Fox or something at their roundtable? No, their roundtable consisted of freaking Nintendo Land. Okay? Nintendo Land. Well, now, if you guys were smart, here's what you would say, Nintendo fans. You should have said this. Well, since this conference was so terrible, at least this means that the next conference next year, it can only get better. That's what you guys should have said. Because think about it. We all know Nintendo owns tons and tons of, like first and second party, companies that work with them. Whatever. None of them are making any Wii games. So what are they working on? They're working on Wii U games. None of those Wii U games were shown outside of Pikmin 3 and Super Mario Bros. Wii U. Which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are both being done by one branch of EAD. I might be wrong about that, but whatever. No, Super Mario Bros. Wii U, that's really not even taking up that much time to make, since it's a 2D side scroll or whatever. It's ultra simplistic. It's not this 3D environment game where you run around all that crap like that. You guys see what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, tons and tons of first and second parties are working on Wii U games right now, and they weren't shown this year E3. So that only means one thing. Hopefully, they will be shown next year. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you guys should have been saying. Since they didn't show shit this year, that means that they will show shit next year. Nintendo, you still have a chance. Like I said in my video, I still stick to what I said. I still say you blew it, but you can fix it. Because I saw a lot of Sony drones here on YouTube actually interested in the Wii U until that conference happened. You had the interest of the core gamer that you guys were going after, Nintendo, but honestly, you blew it. And I understand what some Nintendo fans are saying. Well, it was a smart business decision. I agree. Because if you think about it, appealing to casuals is better for a launch of your system than appealing to core gamers. You see what I'm saying? Because there's more casuals and casuals just eat shit up. So from a business perspective, yeah, it was pretty smart for Nintendo to kind of be pretty much, all casual and have a couple of hardcore things and then, like not show them at all and save it for later years. Yeah, from a business standpoint. But at the same time, the thing is here, people, is that Nintendo this whole time has been hyping up their, return to putting the hardcore gamer first. They went on Spike TV, MTV2. They gave us this, 360 controller. So, they're like hardcore gamer, Nintendo Network, all this stuff. We're going for the hardcore gamer. So for E3 2012, we expected a hardcore conference. If this was any other year, fine, okay, it still would have been boring for the hardcore gamer, but nobody would have been like, oh, that was just abysmally bad. You see what I'm saying? It's the fact that Nintendo made the conference to seem like something it wasn't. That's what made the conference so bad. You see what I'm saying? That's the point here. But yeah, like I said, if they didn't show an F-Zero or a Star Fox or a Metroid or something, or a Kirby. This is Kirby's 25th anniversary or whatever. I thought they were going to show something with Kirby. If they didn't show, any Fire Emblem, whatever. If they didn't show that this year, then that means that definitely next year, well, most likely next year, they would show it at their 2013 conference, which would kind of cut into the excitement of the 720 and the PS4. So like I said, in that sense, that's if Nintendo thought this through and did it on purpose. Then yeah, it was smart from a business perspective. But at the same time, you pissed off a lot of hardcore gamers because they had their hopes up. Everybody was with you, Nintendo. I mean, I'm not saying I left. I'm still with Nintendo. Hardcore Nintendo fan, always will be. And the thing is, although they didn't show shit at their conference, we know the shit is there. You see what I'm saying? We just want to see it, and we just want to know that it's talked about. For instance, Black Bond was like, oh, he's done. He doesn't even want to buy a Wii U anymore. But the thing is, Bond, I understand, like I said in my last video, you understand, that conference was damn terrible. But I'm saying, a Zelda's coming to the Wii U. You see what I'm saying? Although they didn't show it, it's coming. Although there is no Smash Bros, it's coming. You see what I'm saying? Although there's no F-Zero, it's coming. So, I understand people are angry. I myself, I've calmed down because I was just raging at Nintendo's conference. But if you think about it, these games are coming. So, don't just, jump the gun and be like, I'm not going to buy a Wii U ever. Because these games are going to come, and when you see them, then you're going to buy a Wii U. So there's really no point in saying that. You see what I'm saying? Once they show that HD Zelda, HD Metroid, HD F-Zero, Miyamoto's 3 new IPs, Retro Studios is most likely working on a new IP, Monolith's game, Bond, is going to be an RPG, so you want that, whatever game that's going to be. You see what I'm saying? So there's all this stuff we know for sure. Coming out, we don't know Star Fox for sure, but there's definitely going to be an F-Zero because Miyamoto hinted at that basically. We know there's going to be a Metroid. The only system Metroid missed was the N64. We know it's going to be a Metroid. We know it's going to be a Smash Bros. And of course, we know it's going to be a Zelda. And of course, we know there's going to be a 3D Mario. So these games are coming. They just didn't show them. So I can understand you not wanting to buy a Wii U at launch anymore, day one. But don't say, you're just done with it completely. Because when you see these games, you're going to want them. And a lot of you are the same way. But, yeah, like I was saying, basically, at least this means that next year should, hopefully, it will most likely be an amazing conference. Because all the stuff that their studios are working on weren't shown at this year's conference. So most likely, next year, we will see all these amazing games that we expected this year at E3. And, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. My bad, y'all. Shit. I was supposed to say something else, but yeah, I guess I'll just end the video then. Those are my thoughts. A lot of Nintendo fans are just damage controlling. When you guys should have said what I just said. You should have said, well, at least this means that next year is going to be amazing because all the stuff they left out this year will be in the conference next year. And not only from a games front, I was also disappointed that they didn't really say shit about the Nintendo Network, outside of the Miiverse. You see what I'm saying? So if Nintendo can show all these games next year and show all the Nintendo Network, well, I mean, it's going to launch before next year's E3, but if they could come with, a bunch of new features and crap, then it's going to be an amazing conference, but launch-wise, there's not much from Nintendo that I'm interested in outside of Pikmin. And I will be getting. Like I've said before, I'm really not into the 2D Mario's on the consoles, but I probably will end up buying the Super Mario Bros. Wii U if it has multiplayer. Because I'll buy a game I wouldn't buy normally if it was just single player. If it has multiplayer, you see what I'm saying? So, but whatever. Nintendo blew it, but at least this means it can only get better, you know, from here. And at least this means that next year will most likely be an amazing conference. And since Sakurai would have over a year of, you know, development time on Smash Bros. If Smash Bros is at E3 2013, that shit's gonna be big, and that's definitely gonna come to the 720 and PS4 announcements. Speaking of which, I can't wait for next year just to see the PS4 and 720, so my point could be proven. And you guys know what point I'm talking about. But that's for this video. I'll see you guys later.